As a former T. Rowe Price analyst with experience on the trade desk floor, I'm now a best-selling author and a full-time options trader. Through my online trading community, my mission is to empower people of all different backgrounds with the knowledge and skills needed to achieve financial freedom. In particular, I'm passionate about teaching inner-city youth about financial literacy and helping them build a strong foundation for their future success. Join me on this journey as we transform lives through financial education.
Man, Sunday, we got a big week ahead of us. And I know that okay. All right. I gave y'all enough time to get on here. Cool. So I'm gonna jump right into things and we'll just work our way through this meeting. Y'all can hear me, right? Just to be sure.
Yes, sir.
We
Cool.
definitely can.
Yeah. How y'all doing?
Great.
Yeah, we here. How y'all feeling?
All right. So by watching or reading this, you're saying you understand the following. I am not a financial advisor. This is not trading advice. This session is solely for educational purposes. There is significant financial risk associated with options trading, and I'm not liable for your wins or losses in the market if you decide to act on this information. All right. So we hopping right into things, man. So this was our top options flow on Friday. So as the market was falling off a cliff, not necessarily, not really, but this is what was going on. This is what people were buying. So somebody knew something because somebody was buying up Oxy. And it's only time Oxy start to run is when there's somebody getting bombed. I mean, I'm not being funny either. I'm not being funny. I mean, notice, and I'm not gonna say the only time, but just think about the coincidences when the times when Oxy has been on a tear before. And I haven't seen that name in the top of any options flow list in a while. So to have it in the top 3 on Friday, somebody knew something. I mean, we had an idea anyway. If you were on Zoom Friday afternoon with me, we were already talking about the possibility of there being some issues that could happen over the weekend that could cause, that could affect the market. So we were kind of on point for something to happen. We didn't necessarily know what. But the top call options flow went to Meta on Friday. So for the day, for last Friday, that just passed, more call options flow went into Meta than any other stock, followed by Apple, Oxy, Netflix, and Intel. On the put side, they were shorting Amazon, gold, Nvidia, and Ulta Beauty. Oh, Tesla right there too. Interesting that they were shorting gold and silver also. But for the full week, the top call options flow went into Meta, Nvidia, Super Microcomputer, AMD, and TLT. On the flip, a lot of put options flow went into Lulu, Ulta Beauty, Adobe, Gold, and Tesla. Okay, so let's take a deeper dive into what's going on now. I'm gonna add Oxy to my list because of charts that we are going to take a look at. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So yeah, but just wanted to go ahead and send that out. Cool. All right, so back to the this list now, because like in real time, when I see something in real time, I gotta act, I gotta react on it and update some things so I could and I just sent the notification out to the team, let them know we are on here. Sweet. Hadn't had a meeting in 2 weeks. It's out of town. So yeah. But anyhow, back to the this, but that's some interesting stuff, interesting information. Now, as far as best performance sectors, now let's start like this. So this was Friday before, April 5th. We finished green. Everything was green the Friday before, and then everything finished red this Friday. So we got a full flip on the sectors. But again, like I said, the market kind of had an idea certain things were going on, so we were expecting some things to happen. Hold on. Cool. All right. So back into this, man. So anyway, but again, like I said, this is just the sector performance. So it just let us know what sectors were being bought and sold or how they were performing from Friday to Friday. And again, it's just a scope on one day, one particular day, and how the market's finished. Doesn't necessarily mean anything because we have to and there's some things going on. We'll get deeper into that as we get to the charts, but just want to kind of move on. All right. So yeah, so we haven't had a meeting in 2 weeks. So I didn't get a chance for us to recap our profits for March Madness. We crushed March Madness, and it didn't even seem like we crushed March Madness. Excuse me. To me, it didn't feel like we crushed March Madness because I'm not gonna say it didn't feel like we didn't crush March Madness, but yeah, I mean, last March, I feel like there were more trades called out, but this particular March, we crushed last year's March, by the way. We crushed it. We cleared down again. If you look at these profits for March Madness, these profit totals are based on one option. So that means that every trade that I alerted, if you only grabbed one option, and this is include the losses too. These are net profits. So that means when you subtract all of the losses from all of these wins, you end up with a total net profit of $4,786.64. So we crushed March Madness this year, just like we did last year. I think we definitely cleared. We more than cleared last March Madness, and I didn't think we did as well in March, but we did. So we had a great March Madness. And so yeah, that's how we did in March. And I'm gonna post it in the chat too. But we definitely had a great March Madness. So just think about it. Even if you did not, because I'm gonna tell y'all, listen, now it's a lot of people on here who I don't know how y'all March went, but what I will say is look, if you stick to this process, even if you know nothing really about options and you're new to this, we in the community, there are channels specifically for trade alerts, where only thing you'll see that pops up in that channel is a trade alert and updates to that trade. Nothing else is posted in that channel but that. So if you follow just the process and just locked in just on the trades I call out or whatever, you would have made 4,700 for last month, from the last month's profits, and our top membership in this group is $175. So once you clear 1,750, you win 1,000% ROI on that, and we went to 4,786. It's crazy. So 3 months in a row already. For this year, we cleared almost 5 bands for this one, but for the first 2 months of the year, same thing. So we crushing it already, and this does not include earnings trades. This does not include any earnings trades. Now, like I said, I keep being very clear on that part because we've been burning down the market on the earnings tip too. So But these are just the profits, the trades that you can actually, if somebody wanted to audit my group to see the validity of the stuff that we're talking about, these are trades that you can actually go and look in the channel and see that were actually alerted at certain prices that people got in and made money off of. So yeah, these aren't Zoom trades where we got trades that just get called out on Zoom. None of this doesn't include any of that stuff. These are just the actual trades that are alerted in the group. So yeah, so we've been crushing the market. That's what we do. And so don't let sometimes the market we'll be trading in the market, or it'll be yielding certain things and not giving you what you want. There may be some days where it's dry or where a trade don't work out a certain way, but you got to just sit back and just wait and just trust the process, because this is what, this is what I do. And I'm gonna guide you where you need to go if you follow in this process. So like I said, you may make a win or two or whatever on your own, but when you zoom out and look at your total profits for the month, are you at a net win or a net loss? You know what I mean? So I don't care if you made $3,000 one day, and then for the rest of the month you got killed, or you made $5,000 at the end of the month, but all through the rest of the month you had got killed, and you still at a net loss when you total it up at the end. So you got to really think about it and look at it just in a grand scheme of things, and figure out just what you want out of this, man. This should motivate you personally if you're trying to make money and you serious about this. Because think about it, we have regular days where I don't know, I'm not even going to go too deep into detail, but we crush March Madness. I just want to go ahead and cover that. Now this is where we are right now for the month of April. I haven't called out many trades at all for April. I definitely have been on vacation, and like I told y'all, but so far, I thought we had already cleared 1,700. But like I said, there were some trades that did get called out on Zoom and stuff. Like I said, I'm not including those trades in this total. And most of these trades, not most of them, but a few of these trades were alerted while I was on vacation. And so, already we at 1629, and like I said, I subtract the losses from our trades too. So this is a net profit that we already up for this month. And personally, I don't feel like we got started yet really for this month yet. I feel like and like I told y'all, this is gonna be a short week for us because I won't be trading. And look, I'm gonna say this. Friday is tentative for me because, like I said, I'm gonna be in New York at the Haney Garcia fight. So and I don't and so I'm gonna be already gone Friday. So I don't think that I will be trading Friday, but that's the day after Netflix earnings. So yeah, you know what I mean? And we're gonna talk about Netflix. I already told a handful of y'all how I feel about Netflix. So, and I just don't think that Netflix gonna do what y'all think it's gonna do. It looked like they set in Netflix up for everybody to be chopped up in the trick bag. So we'll get deeper into that based off of this, but we will be discussing it because they moved Netflix earnings to Thursday instead of Tuesday, and they're expecting a $60 move. I doubt that that's going to happen. They're pricing in a $60 move. They're pricing in a trick. That's a trick bag right there, man. Netflix can run. I'm saying that. I know I said I wasn't talking about Netflix right now. We're going to get into it, but all I'm saying is that's just basically saying we got a short week this week because I may not be here Friday. I'm gonna be at the fight while Cheney knock Garcia out. So yeah. Uh but yeah, we so far we're doing pretty good for this month so far. And yeah, I feel like today is we're about halfway through the month, and I feel like we haven't gotten started yet. So yeah. All right, so recap. So I mean, I always start this off, man, but does anybody have anything that they would like to say with regards to the recap from last week, lessons learned recap, anything?
Yeah, I feel like just kind of reiterate what you had already touched on earlier, and this is in trusting the process. I feel like, excuse me, I became more confident in the process because, like, you know, we read it regularly, but like actually applying it and, you know, breaking bad habits and stuff like that was harder for me. And I think in the JP Morgan trade that we had earlier this week, it showed a lot where, like, I didn't get irrational when I seen a slight green candle. I trusted the levels when, you know, we came back and tested the breakout area. And then, you know, you weren't there walking us through that first half of that trade. And, you know, I still held my own in it, and it felt really good to see, you know, just trusting the process felt real great because it come full circle.
No, I agree, man. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, I ain't forget about it, but I'm glad you brought that up because, like, I love to see stuff like that because it shows that, this process does work. It does work, and it's set up, it's designed to help traders be independent. Not to have me there. Like, there's a lot of people out here that spoon feed you, not give you what you really need, so that way you have to keep coming back. I'm not that guy. That's why I attack the traders that come in here already headstrong, head on. I'm like, look, learn this process first, then I'll listen to you, and then you can be the big dog you're trying to be now. You know, I want to see that you can follow my process, then you can be a lieutenant. That's what I want to see. So when I saw that from you the other day, like I said, I can no longer call you 6'9". So that joke is gone now. You held it down. You burnt that trade down. The profits you put up from that trade, I really that made my day seeing you work through that trade the way you did. So, and you was in the chat in real time, adding value and calling out the price as it was moving and hitting certain levels with the other snipers. So you were locked all the way into that process. Like I said, hitting one win every now and then. Like, it's a lot of people in this group. I seen them hit some big profits. I seen them make some money, but they really don't know how to trade. They don't know how to trade. Now, when the market is running up, anybody can make money. I tell y'all this all the time. When that market is going up, anybody can make money. You know, it's so easy that a caveman can do it. If you got me holding the back of the bike and the market is going in that direction, we all can make money. You can jump in late, and still make money and not be penalized for it into some more stuff. But when that market really, start giving you that crazy volatility, and that price action ain't doing exactly what you thought, is going back and retesting them levels that we talked about, and you really didn't understand what was going on, that's when it really shows whether you've been paying attention in class. So yeah, shout out to you, man. And like I said, that was a nice profit on Friday. Look, Strat Ops, I ain't got to say nothing about Strat Ops. KK, I ain't got to mention about her, but like I said, it's a lot of people in this group. They want to be like that. They only post their wins when it's a really big win. KK, Jake, and Daquan, they get one contract for every trade that I call out most of the time. And they killing everybody in this group. You know what I'm saying? They get one contract. So they be getting one contract and they be making this money every week. You know what I mean? So it'd be like that. So you don't need a whole lot of contracts. When you grab too many contracts, you sometimes you're in over your head. You can't deal with the pullbacks to little small retests and stuff like that. Or if we're wrong, because this is the thing. This is like, people talk about the be humble or this, that, and the third. I hear that a lot. But the thing is, humbleness comes into being able to say, oh, we're gonna lose. Oh, we're gonna lose. But you gotta fail fast. Like, all right, that's a loss. Let's move on. Look, I was expecting for Meta to go up, to continue going up the other day. It did not. We played those puts on the way down. We was on Zoom, grabbed those puts, made a hell of a lot of money a hell of a lot of money the next day on that same trade. You know what I'm saying? Last week I was on vacation. Meta was running like a bat out of hell, hit new all-time highs. I wasn't calling out trades. I came in there when Meta hit the top of that range and called out a put at the top of that range. I came on specifically to call that put. It was $150 of getting in that trade. It ran up to over $1,035 before the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to. So when we talk about being humble, to me, humble is knowing that sometimes things ain't gonna go your way, but it don't mean that your process was wrong. Sometimes it means that you were wrong. You got to be wrong quick so you can get on the right side. I'm not going to be stubborn and just say, you know what, because I was wrong, now I ain't going to say nothing. And now we're going to miss that whole bag on the way down. You know what I'm saying? So what we got to start doing is just really accepting, just being locked in on this process, man. It definitely works. And like I said, when I saw the wins last week, look, I woke up really early for JP Morgan earnings and I hadn't gotten no sleep the day before. I got up real early, posted the updates in the chat, posting information on social media and everything. Laid down for a second and missed the open. I got up. We was in his Apple Play. Well, I was in his Apple Play. My Apple Play was down and it was up substantially that morning. But our JP Morgan puts were deep in the money when I got up, and the team was already locked in without me. They didn't need me that morning. So it's easy for me to say, oh, well, Daquan and KK and StratOps, they always killing the trade. Nope. J Rock was in the trade and he stayed in the trade. And he had one of the top profits in that trade. You know what I'm saying? So we got to look at it like this. Now, when you follow the process, it works. It works. And so when you finally get over yourself and just stick to the process, you're going to make a hell of a lot of money. You're not, and like I said, I don't know what everybody's goals is around here, but like I said, for several years, I have not worked a regular job. And again, it's just me talking the way and that's just me. And my goal is to expose this to everybody that I run into, so that way you can still work for companies. I'm not downing people who work for jobs, but I'm saying like overtime should be a thing of the past, man. The money we making around here, you don't even have to work hard at all. I mean, like I said, I don't feel like I'll ever go back and work for anyone again. But the point is, you don't have to give up your careers. You can make time and do this full time. I'm not full time, just we make our money before 10 a.m. most of the time. So, then you got your whole day to do whatever you want to do. But you can make this difficult if you want it to be difficult. So, yeah, but again, back to J Rock, shout out to you and thank you for sharing your story, bro. Anybody else got a lesson learned from last week?
Hey y'all.
What's going on, KK?
Last week was crazy. I mean, we haven't had a meeting. So for me, the week before was even crazier, which was the week with when you were out of town. But last week, just kind of sticking to the plan and following through. And definitely shout out J Rock. Like, you killed that trade, and I was so happy that you was with us in it and just followed through, because that's really it. Like, everybody, I think we all as a team, sometimes we're like worried to listen to other people. We can listen. We definitely should be listening to everything Antoine says, because that's who I listen to. At the same time, I trust the people in this group who I see are following his process too. And I feel like that's where you were. You didn't get out the trade. You saw like, yeah, they in it. They talking about it. I'm going to keep talking with them. I'm going to keep following along. So I think that was it was phenomenal. It was great. I love to see it. But just like I said, following the process and believing in what I see, just trying to keep building on what I've been learning. I know the other day, maybe it wasn't this past week, but the week before, I had seen, I saw a setup on Tesla, and I normally never play Tesla. Like, anybody, I would never do it. I'd be like, I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that. I don't care. But I saw the setup and I was like, look, and I mentioned it in the group, and I took a trade. And in the morning, it wasn't, it didn't normally, the trade takes off and you're like, okay, it's doing what it's supposed to do. But that particular trade didn't play out in the morning. And like immediately and I was like, okay, do I get out or do I stay in this trade? Like, because I don't normally trade past a certain time. I got other things to do, but I saw that the trade was not losing the level that I believed that it wasn't going to lose based on what Antoine had given us. He gave us the levels, he showed us the chart, and I was like, okay, it hasn't lost this, so I'm not going to get out the trade just yet. And sure enough, by I think it was maybe that next hour, right after 10:30, it just took off. And I mean, it was crazy. It actually was the same day that Antoine called the meta puts. And I was actually mad that day because I missed the big move that morning. Oh man, I don't even want to focus on that, because I want to focus on the good thing that I did follow through, and I made some money that day on that trade, went into the money and all of that stuff. So it was a good day, but I was very upset at myself because I told Antoine the day before, I looked at, we was looking at Meta. Antoine had told us go ahead. Antoine had told us everything to look for, and I text him. I know he was out and about, but I text him. I was like, I don't know, should I get into this 510 today? No, I was like, should I get into this 510 right now? And completely forgot about it because he was doing stuff, never responded to me. I started working. I was looking at, shouldn't have been paying attention to Tesla. I should have followed what I said and got into that 510 then, because that play went crazy. Everybody was in it. And I was mad. Oh, I was mad at myself. And I was like, but I can't be mad, because I thought about it and then I didn't have the confidence to get in it at that time. And I hadn't studied enough for me to believe in it, because I should have got in. But I had to brush that off. And sometimes a lot of us don't brush it off. We don't brush off that being upset in that moment, and we missed the next big move. Now, if I would have been mad and kept myself in that mad mode, I would have missed the 520 put that went absolutely crazy, but I didn't, because I was like, nah, we getting in this trade. Antoine was like, yo, this gonna happen. Like, this is what I feel gonna happen. It's at the top of this range, and I'm gonna call out this trade. And yeah, we banged off that trade. What, one something? I think I got out when it was like over $700. So yeah, it just continuing to learn and grow and understand my level and just keep trying to build on it.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. Yeah, but like, yeah, the issue that day was that she talking about is she was because the whole team was in meta calls. That day that she called, that she texted me, I was in Miami. So I wasn't even trading, but I dictated the price for my whole team before I went to do anything. And then Katie was like, man, you need to go to the beach. So I went to the beach, but I set that trade up for everybody. But she wanted to be running the streets with Roman and chasing Tesla with Roman, so she wasn't paying attention to meta. And even Delroy was in that meta bag. You know what I mean? Delroy made like $1,300 off that meta play. Big Drew was in there. Everybody was in that trade. So I told her, I said, man, you was out here running the streets with Roman, of all people, chasing Tesla, running the streets with Roman, and you missed the big bag. So that's what happened. So that's the real story. But yeah, I told her, I said, Ghetto, don't worry about it. I said, look, Meta is at the top of this range. And while everybody looking at calls thinking it's about to break 530 and go, no, that's at the top of the range. It's coming back down. We getting puts. We just talked about that a little while ago, but that's what we were planning for. I'm like, no, we're gonna get into this trade, so don't even worry about it. It's gonna be $1,000 Thursday. Don't worry about it. And that's what we did. And so but it's good. You see how she said I didn't plan for that. I can't be mad at myself, because if I was if she was locked in on some sniper stuff that moment, she would have shot the general. Just point blank, period. That's what would have happened. It didn't happen because she wasn't prepared for it. And she was able to accept that. But that's what I'm talking about. So the only way you can show me that you big dog is if you can take 10 of my trades back to back. Then I'm gonna see the money. But jumping in trades, being irrational, I trade after the trade up 100%, you jumping in late, all of these things like that stuff is that's going to show me that you're reckless and that I can't trust you. So, and you're going to blow your account. And so if you aren't up at least at least I'm gonna just be modest, at least 10,000 on a year right now, then you know you really need to lock in on my process. We up like, man, I can't even really call it right now how much we really up on a year. But I'm gonna just say, KK, you missed the March Madness profits. We cleared over almost 48,000 from March. I mean 4,800 from March Madness. I didn't even realize we had that much. I was going through the profits. So
I
we crushed
definitely
March
realized
Madness.
we have that much.
No, but I'm talking about without earnings.
I know.
Yeah, we crushed it without the earnings, and like I said, and look, I keep saying without earnings. KK, can you talk about earnings a little bit?
Oh my God. I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, people who are in the group know, but me and Daquan and a couple other people, we was in earnings pretty much consistently throughout the month. And we was making, no lie, like $1,000 a day, like off of these plays, like easy.
One contract.
One contract, and everybody know me, I'm a one contract killer. I'm not playing a whole bunch of contracts. I'm trying to build on percentages and just make sure I'm trying to perfect what I do. But I wouldn't take that chance if we were in earnings anyway. If we were in the earnings, that's a lotto. It may or may not happen. It could go the opposite direction. We normally strangle, but if you get something that play in the middle, both sides are gonna get clapped. So
Like
it's
Netflix.
never something that right. It's never something that's a guarantee. So when we get into the earnings, I don't go in with any expectations. I'm just gonna be listening for the levels that Antoine think is gonna go to. And that's how I'm gonna play out the next day whenever that whenever that earning plays out. But I earnings it's a lotto, and it's also a gift. So I tip pretty much with whatever trades. Like if he's calling out trades and we making money, then I'm gonna tip him because I just feel like he deserves it anyway. It's not and I know him personally. And I call his mother and be like, Ma, he be making me give him money. It's like, nah, on some real stuff.
Look,
Like,
KK, hold up real quick. You don't gotta be in none of these earnings plays that's coming up this week,
look, see, he
KK.
ready. I knew he
Because
was
look,
getting ready.
hold up, but look, hold up. Because look, you can make a whole lot of money just off my call outs. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But
a
I
lot.
don't gotta sprinkle no earnings up in these
No, he
trades. You
don't.
know what I'm
It's a
saying?
gift.
So
It's a
yeah, don't
present.
don't play around with me,
It's a
KK,
present. I do.
because
Look, I know. But nah, seriously, he
don't
deserves
play
it.
around because
He
yeah,
deserves it
look,
though.
yeah,
On
don't
some
play
real stuff.
around.
Like anything that we do, I don't. I'm just grateful to even be in the position I'm in to be able to tip him because it's people out here
Why are
working
we on our
hard.
study group talking about tips?
No, I'm sorry, but
I
anyway,
don't even understand why we on here talking about a tip or like
I
we
just said
talking
that's how
about
I
earnings
be in the
plays
earnings.
and
But anyway,
we
earnings
talking
plays are
about
great.
chart setups and stuff like that, and you talking
But yeah,
about tips
earnings
and
plays are
earnings,
great.
man. Look, all I wanted you to do is tell how much money you make every day off of earnings when
Oh, a
we in
lot.
earnings plays. So we clearing like $1,000 a day off these earnings plays. Everybody don't get to be in earnings plays because, like she said, they risky lottos, and I only put people in the earnings plays that I feel that can shake off our earnings play if it doesn't play out the way you want it to play out. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, we played Netflix last quarter. We banged off Netflix. I think made like 2,200 off Netflix last earnings.
Mhm.
This quarter, I don't think Netflix is gonna do that. I think it's gonna clap anybody who plays it. I want to warn y'all. I don't think y'all should try to chase Netflix earnings. Now, if I see something between now and Thursday, my team will know what's going on. But right now, they're pricing in a $60 move. And I'm telling you, I've been playing Netflix. I've been tracking and playing net. I haven't missed a single Netflix earnings since fall of 2020. You know what I mean? So this is what I do. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, I can look at the implied volatility and Vega exposure on them plays, and they are setting up. Market makers are up to some shit right now. They up to no good right now, and they are putting people in a trick bag. Now, if it changes up until then, it may be something different. We're gonna look at Netflix, but I just think Netflix gonna get clapped on both sides. So it don't matter if you strangle it, you're gonna lose all of your money if you play Netflix right now. Now I'm gonna tell you another thing. When I talk about this earnings stuff, man, last quarter, I told the team, I said, look, we're not playing Microsoft, we're not playing AMD, and we're not playing Google. And I said unless Meta pulls down to a certain level, we're not playing Meta either. Meta gave us the exact price that I needed it to give us. We played Meta. We did not play the 3 that I said we weren't going to play, and those trades got clapped on both sides. I told everybody was ready for Nvidia. Oh, Nvidia this, Nvidia that. I said we're not playing Nvidia. I told Drew not to get in Nvidia, and Drew got in anyway. You know what I'm saying? And that play did not turn out so great, but the day after earnings was amazing for Nvidia. You get what I'm saying? But that's a lot of money to play into a trade for it not to work out the way you want it to work out. You don't need to play those things when we make so much money. Like I said, we cleared 4,700 just off my regular call outs, yeah, I know how to choose these earnings trades. It's a lot more than just the stock that they talking about, or because they hit last quarter, it don't work like that. So it's a lot that goes into it. And I kind of break it down to my team and we talk about it in real time. So that's a totally different thing. But yeah, Netflix coming up, and it is going to be a big catalyst for this week. And I feel like a lot of money can be made heading up into Netflix earnings, but yeah, I just I'll let my team know before the earnings if things change. But right now they setting y'all up on that one. But we've been clearing at least $1,000 a day on earnings trades, and but it ain't always like that. It ain't always gonna be like that. And again, we don't play every earnings. We don't play the earnings on every single stock. I'm very selective with the stocks that I choose to play earnings on. My team right now, we are in Goldman Sachs earnings. We jumped into those plays on Friday. We're gonna get to that chart. That's actually my chart of the week that we're gonna get to shortly. But yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on this. But yeah, that was the point was we make a lot of money trading them earnings trades, but we make a lot of money trading in this group altogether. So just know that as well. Anybody else got any lessons learned or anything they want to recap from last week? I mean, shout out to you, Delroy, too. I saw there was one trade that you were in. It was the meta play that you were in. But you missed out on the Zoom the other day, and the chance to get into some solid trades. But yeah, let me see who else.
Hey, Antoine, I had a comment. It's Victory.
Hey, what's going on, Victory?
Hey, not too much. Happy Sunday, y'all, and welcome back, Antoine. I just want to comment on something KK said that just kind of made the hair stick up on the back of my neck when she said it in her lessons learned. She said that she didn't get in a trade because she didn't have the confidence. And I think that's 90% of the game, right? And a lot of that I'm realizing is coming from the trading Bible, the guidelines and the process that you put in place, right? Like that helps build the confidence, and it's making it it gives us the confidence to say, okay, if something didn't work, go back to that and figure it out, or we're using that and we see why it didn't work out, and it's building the confidence. So just to hear you be that raw and transparent, KK, I just wanted to say thanks for that reminder. And I think that having confidence and building the confidence goes a long way. And sometimes we can be overconfident with, I'm gonna stay in the play because I know it's gonna come back, or I'm getting out because it's already down, right? Like sometimes the confidence is misguided, right? So it's like having the right confidence at the right time. And then, like you said, being able to look back and say, all right, well, that was number 5 in the trading Bible. I did what it said. So regardless of what happened, I did what it said, and let that build the confidence. So I just wanted to say, that there was one word that you said that wasn't the crux of your conversation, but it was something I want to kind of pull the string on a little bit, because that's really what it is. Like you said, Michael Jordan gets in the game every day and busts 60 because of what? He got the confidence. Mm-hmm. So that's all I had.
No, that was great. That was great. And I saw J Rock throw the exclamation points up when you mentioned that Bible, because he's been watching the Bible too. And yeah, it's about that. It's just about sticking to the process, because like even if it doesn't work out that day, like I always you use Jordan, I use Kobe, but anybody, Kyrie, is if they miss the shot, they're gonna take that shot again because they know they plan for that shot and it's gonna go in. it didn't go in this time, but I know maybe I need to add more margin. Maybe I need to, lock in. I know I got this. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not practicing for that shot and you haven't been studying, you're gonna just go look for something else now. You thinking it's something else, it's you that's broken or it's the process that's broken. Nah, you just not trusting the process. So yeah, that's really good. I rather back test and see that I was in something, one of my trades didn't work out, but I still followed my process. And I know that it works 98% of the time. So I'm gonna keep on following that process. And that's so solid right there. That's very important to success and confidence. So yeah.
But you know what else, Anton? Just to touch on that, like you said, it's building the confidence and it's going back to that trading plan. Well, sometimes confidence is tied to the trading plan. So you don't have the confidence because you don't have the plan. And I realized sometimes in my situation, that's what it was a while ago, where you're right, I didn't have the plan. I wasn't using the checklist. I didn't have the plan. So there went the confidence because there was no plan. So it kind of like a domino effect almost.
Yeah, no, that's true. Because then you all over the place because there's nothing to refer back to. But then also, like you said, it comes to like you'll hear people. It's like I don't know why people get comfortable, be so comfortable when they're like, oh damn, you said that. Like, yeah, I mean, if something don't work out and it was me, I'm like, no, that was all me. People don't ever want to do that. They don't want to accept that it was them, that the reason why it didn't work. We got some really confident people in this group, and I had to call someone out the other day. I'm like, look, you jumped out of that trade too early. Even J Rock stayed in that trade. You jumped out of it too early. I told him exactly where he jumped out because I looked at his contract. I saw the price. I'm like, look, I'm gonna tell y'all. So look, we were in this JP Morgan trade. We're gonna talk about it a little bit, right? So our puts now. I was expecting a bloody bank earnings surprise for JP Morgan earnings. While I was in New York, I posted that chart on my story because I felt it was at all-time highs and they did some other stuff. But anyway, before the earnings, the day before, I told the team, I said, look, I'm expecting a bloody bank earnings surprise, and it could it may trickle down in the broader market. So we were expecting something to happen, right? And I told the range, I said, okay, well, if it does, they miss and guide down, because it closed at 95. This was Thursday right here. I said if it does, it's gonna at least come down to the 50 EMA, and if it lose that, it's done. So we already had our levels in place for this particular trade. Long story short, when the market opened on Friday morning, it opened in the money. We had to either I called out two put trades. I said either we grabbed the 190 or the 192.5. So either way they were in the money. Now this is how it works. So once your contract is in the money, this is why I love options. Once your contract is in the money, meaning so like if the stock, if we got the 190 puts, once the stock drops under 190 is in the money. That means your contract is in the money now. So for every $1 move the stock makes after your contract is in the money, you get $100 per option, right? So once that contract was in the money, now I'm gonna go down to the 5-minute chart real quick. This is what actually happened. So I'm like, okay, he sold at 936. So he sold right after this first 5-minute candle close. Now, keep in mind, the stock dropped down, it gapped down like $10, and the contract was already in the money. So he sold here. He sold as soon as it gave one little flinch like it was going up. But look, as soon as he sold, for the next 15 minutes, the stock dropped $3 more. So that's another $300. Then it dropped another $2. So the contracts went like $500. That was extra $500 that he left on the table by selling too early. But look, this is what happened. If you know how to read and analyze price action, like J Rock and Daquan was doing, they were making that money because as the stock. And then when I finally woke up, I came and I told the team, I said, oh yeah, it looked like this is going to it's going to 190, it's going to 182. I mean 183. And then it went the rest of the way down. But they were already still in these plays, holding it as the price was starting to move down without me around dictating the price. So they really played the hell out of this trade Friday. What's up, J Rock?
And that goes back to the trading Bible right there, where in the trading Bible it says that market stabilizes or it's take profit in that first 15 minutes. So in that first 15 minutes, although we got that that pull back up, I didn't get scared because I'm like, okay, certain people are, taking profit on their trades. That didn't mean that the trade was gonna go, higher or lower. It had to stabilize. And after that stabilized and that next candle, you see it went right back into structure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. You get that confidence from actually doing the work, and then it starts to them blinders come off. You took that red pill and it started to really make sense to you. So that's what I'm talking about. And I saw it in your contract because people would tell me, it'd be a lot of people in this group that want to sound like they know what this stuff is. You know what I mean? And I don't care if you don't got to know none of this lingo, just show me how you trade. And I saw it in that trade that you really were you took that red pill and you was locked right in. So yeah, this is just the beginning though. The more you do it and the more you follow the process, the more money. Like I said, for every $1 move the stock makes, once your contract is in the money, you get $100 added to your contract price. So that's quick. $300 in 15 minutes. They were already up in the contract, number one, and then you just watching. I'm like, okay, now we got a bear flag. Okay, fell off a cliff. Now look, bear flagging again, come back down. Bear flagging again, come back down. You know what I mean? But look, check this out. Check this out. Because look, now JP Morgan right now, it's at a pivotal level. There's a few things that can happen right now. We ain't gonna get to we ain't gonna talk about to what's going on with Iran yet. But because again, that may or may not have an effect on this market. We're gonna see what the Asian futures market do with that tonight. But so look, right now, this is where JP Morgan closed on the weekly chart. And I'm gonna bring up the daily also. All right, so we got the weekly and we got the daily on JP Morgan. So you see, we got this level right here. And price, it looks like it lost the level on the weekly, but that's why you unpack this candle, do some surgery on this weekly candle, and we come over here and we can see what's really going on. We got a few touches right up in this area right here. So it could bounce right here. And the reason I'm saying it could bounce is because I think Goldman Sachs is more of an investment bank and JP Morgan isn't. Morgan Stanley is more like a Goldman Sachs, right? And so we got Goldman Sachs earnings tomorrow morning before the market open. And I think Goldman Sachs going to do something different. I don't think that they're going to do what JP Morgan did. And I think we might get a move to the upside. I'm going to show you that chart in a second. But this is how this is how JP Morgan finished. If it holds this level, then it should bounce right here. But if it loses this level, we got 175 is in play. So, but yeah, this is a nice, I really like the way this chart is set up here on this. I like this setup on the chart. I do. So it's either a bounce or continuation. So we will see. So this is another chart that we are watching now. If it does bounce, then we got that's a nice $5 move up to 187, back up there to the 187.84 to the 50 EMA. If we reclaim the 50, then we can start filling this bearish gap right here. And that's a nice move up. But let's see what JP Morgan does. What Goldman Sachs does, because that's going to be the kicker right here. Yeah, but that would be the plan. But you see, I always got an either or plan. I'm never that stuck on one side of a trade. I don't play those games. I follow the price action. Whatever the price says to do, that's what we do. So, like I said, we planning to go in and hit this bank. If the vault ain't open, we not still hitting this bank. We're gonna find another one. You got to have rules to it. So it's rules to this. If it loses this level here, then we can play the downside if we get a continuation. But otherwise, we get a bounce. We're gonna see if we can get some volume and some momentum, and then we're gonna play the other side. So it's never, it's more so about what the price action shows me. But the setup will get my attention, but I'm still waiting to see what's actually going on. I need a confirmation. That's what I was looking for, the word I'm looking for. But here's the Goldman Sachs chart. So here's Goldman Sachs. Now, technically, I'm gonna zoom out for a second on this one. Just zoom out and go here to the weekly. So here's Goldman Sachs. It's a lot clearer to see when you just look at this weekly chart. Goldman Sachs came up and we hit these levels. So look, we came up, and I'm gonna go out a little bit further too. Look, we came up here. We had this bull flag. We've been consolidating this, and this chart was on our radar for a long time. We played this part too, but anyway, this part right here was on our radar for a long time. We finally got the breakout, and it was a nice breakout. Price got rejected up here. We did a 222 reversal, came down here, lost the 9 EMA, and now we're back here at a key level on the weekly. So you see right here, this is where the consolidation happened, where we had the setup, where we had a lot of congregation right here up in this area. So a lot of action up in this area. We came back and retested this area, and this is where price is holding. So, they're pricing in a $17 move on the stock. If we lose this level, if the earnings is bad, we lose this level. That's a strong move down. That's a nice strong move down. I think that if that did happen, it's going to come all the way down there, at least I'll say like 370 area, somewhere around 370, maybe a little further. But it's a clear path back to 420. A clear path back up to 420 if they beat earnings, man. Yeah, nice setup. I just like this chart. I think it's perfect. This is a perfect time for a chart to be like this for earnings. Now, this drop right here. If you look, I know this is a weekly chart, but let me go back to the daily for a second. This is what happened because of Goldman Sachs. Now, we did already get a pullback. We had a pullback. There was a lot going on in the market, but this was where it closed the day before Goldman Sachs. Before JP Morgan's earnings right here. And this is where it opened up and fell all the way down to for JP Morgan's earnings. Then it stopped right here. You can see the level even more clearer when you look at the daily chart. So I'm just waiting to see what happens, because it was holding this 50 at first until JP Morgan came out and pulled a fast one on the market. So JP Morgan, they beat earnings, they beat EPS and revenue. But JP Morgan had been running up since last earnings. They beat and they got it up, but they got it based off of the thought that the Fed would be cutting rates in March. Remember, they had their earnings last the 31st of around that time of January, the end of the month, end of January. And it looked like at that time that Powell was going to cut rates in March. I told y'all he wasn't cutting rates in March, but it looked like, and that's what they were banking on. The banks can benefit from high interest rate environments, but at the same time, more people applying for new loans and lower interest rate environments. So they were banking on that, and they were pricing that into their 4-year guidance. They cut that this last earnings. They missed the guidance, and that's why the stock fell off a cliff. And they just meet the expectations for revenue and EPS. So that's the reason why JP Morgan is buying up every bank in the country and doing whatever they want to do. Did not blow out the earnings expectations. So yeah, we're gonna see what Goldman Sachs does. Like I said, I feel like it's set up properly for a nice bounce here. So we will see what happens and go from there. Just looking for a regular trade. Now, this is what I say to do. I mean, again, we played earnings. We're in the earnings trade that we'll be selling tomorrow morning when the market opens. But this is what's going on now. But I feel like if it being at a key level right here, I would be looking for over 394. Over 394, we can over 394, which is over 394.50, because that's where our 50 EMA is. Let's get over that. So we can clear 394.50. We should be able to close that gap right here up to, what is that? 397.48, and then make a move up to 402, which is our 9 EMA. And then so on. But now, again, this is an earnings trade. So this stock is probably either going to open up or down tomorrow. Now, we don't know what type of effect the war stuff is going to have on the market yet. But what I will say is let's get that out the way out of our minds for a second. If Goldman Sachs beat and gap up, I think we probably open up. Where did we close? We closed at 389.50. So I'm thinking we open up over 400. We should open up at least over over 405 or something tomorrow. At least get back, clear that 50. I mean, clear that 90 EMA. I'm looking to be up over here, to be honest. Open up back above 405, 406 tomorrow if they beat and guide up. Now, if they don't, if they miss and guide down, then we got to see what happens though. We just got to see what happens. But then we open up under 380, like and probably get down to 375 or something like that. So we'll see exactly what happens with this stock. I think it's going to be one of those. It's a great stock to trade the day after earnings, in my opinion. So if the price action and the setup is there and we get the volume, then it'll be a good trade for tomorrow. So it definitely will be on watch for us. Again, we already in it. And so we'll just see what happens. Because I mean, I'm not sure. Don't hold me to this yet. I may have an emergency Zoom session tomorrow morning if the market, if Iran has an impact on the market tonight, because y'all got to be ready for that move, because every single time the market has fell off a cliff because of a war or a bombing, they bought that dip up at certain levels quickly, and you got to be quick about it or you're going to miss it. Don't be scared about no war, because the market never stays down because of a war. You know, they not bombing us. I mean, no disrespect to that. I don't mean it like that. I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying that y'all know what I'm saying. Every serious situation we've had. Now, we have had now when the Ukraine situation first happened, we did get a few continuations. But we know that oil was going to start going up. So now we need to start watching the oil stock. So that's where I'm gonna segue into oil. So XLE is an ETF that tracks the energy sector. The energy got those top oil stocks in there, like ExxonMobil, Chevron, and so on, right? So this was how we were talking about this last week, right? And this is how oil finished like this on the daily. Now, nobody knew for real what was going to happen, but this was a level. Oil had been holding this key level up here all for the last few weeks since it broke out and it was bull flag and looked like it was about to go higher. You could see by this this hammer right here. It bounced off the 9 EMA off this key level. Price was set it was set to go higher with a nice 212 reversal right here. And then we got that. We got the gap up in the continuation, right? But then we got so this is right here. This is called a 1-2-3. It's crazy. I was just like, what is that, a 1-2-3 for real? That's a 1-2-3. Yeah, that's a 1-2-3. But this is a bearish engulfing. This bearish candle fully engulfed this previous candle. That's a bearish setup. So if you zoom out for a second, you see even more. Like the setup broke down. And I'm gonna go down to a session hourly so you can see what's going on right here. And you can see that price actually, it came up here, it was in this channel and it broke down. And if you zoom out a little further, you see all of these bear flags, bear flag after bear flag after bear flag. It looked like it wanted to have a continuation, but now we have a catalyst for it not to have a continuation. So you see here, we got bear flag, breakdown, bear flag, breakdown, bearish flag right here. So you would be expecting another continuation to the downside that would take us to this level right here, to 95.11. But because we know that there's this Iran situation that's going on right now with Israel, that's going to cause oil to be in higher demand, and on this oil is probably going to surge next week. So this setup right here is invalidated, in my opinion, until we see exactly what happens next week. But and here's the weekly chart right here. So it just, everything about this setup screams that it's coming down here to this level at least. Well, I mean, really, it would come all the way down here. And if it would come down here, then it would probably likely fill this gap right here as well. So and it has been running up. Energy had been running up. So we'll see exactly how this plays out tomorrow. But I definitely say keep energy on watch. And I can tell you, just looking at this daily chart right here, I bet you ExxonMobil look exactly like it. And I haven't looked at the ExxonMobil chart. Similar, very similar. We got the bearish engulfing right here, and Chevron probably looked the same way. Chevron look a lot worse. You know, Chevron looks a lot worse than that one looked. But yeah, so we'll just have to see how how this plays out. You see, this was an upside trade right here, and then everything just broke down. But yeah, when you want to watch these oil stocks, and then now also another sector that sometimes does well is XLP. XLP is the consumer staples. They are defensive stocks or secular stocks. So when you get a situation that where the market could come down, then people get defensive. They go and run into stocks that can thrive in any economy. So everybody's gonna like the stocks in this are like Walmart, Target, um, uh, Procter and Gamble, Colgate, stuff that you're gonna buy whether there's a recession, there's a war, or a pandemic. You're gonna go to Walmart. You're gonna go to all of these places regardless of that situation. So this is the ETF that tracks that particular sector. But I like to trade individual stocks in that particular sector. And let's just take a look and see at what a few of them are doing, because this is exactly how we do. Now, if you know, every time there's a bombing or a war, we look at the oil sector, and then we look at the defensive stocks. So, and oil is defensive too. So another stock. Potato Trader had mentioned something about Walmart yesterday, and I said we're going to wait until we have this meeting and look at Walmart. So
Yes, sir.
we're
Yeah, I'm
looking at
curious
it
about
right.
that. LMT.
So we're looking at this right now. Okay, that's a good one too. Yeah. So 1 second. Yeah, LMT, that's another good one because they actually make the missiles and stuff like that. 1 sec. But yeah, so Walmart, I think Walmart looks good right here. I don't know again how what's going to happen tomorrow specifically, but this chart does look great. I like how prices right here at a level. Yeah, I mean, it just reclaimed the non-EMA, but I'm really too worried about that. It claimed a key level right here, and it closed at a key level right here. This is a nice little range on Walmart, and good that you brought it up. Definitely keep an eye on this one. So yeah, y'all see that level right there, and that's where Walmart finished. So if it was to lose this level, so under 59.95, then we can take that. We can make a move back down and retest this area down here. I honestly feel like if we lost that area, we would come back down here into this zone here, come down in this zone and just probably retest this 50 EMA anyway. So if it was to lose that area, but our first price target would be down here. But I'm looking for, if Walmart loses this key level, it's coming all the way back down here. Just how it's going to work out. So that'll be a nice move for Walmart. If it did, if we bounce right here, then we can retest that 61 area, and it's another level up in here. So yeah, keep Walmart on watch. I think this again in this situation, it's a good stock to watch. And now Procter and Gamble has earnings Friday, so that's a nice earnings run up trade. I don't trade their earnings. Bear flag right here, but it stopped at a key level also, as you can see here. So price stopped here at a key level. And so let's see if we get a bounce here off of Procter & Gamble. It's not a stock that I play too often like that, but it's a nice stock to play off of a key level as a run-up trade into earnings. I would not play it. I would not swing it through earnings. I'm just saying like as a run-up trade, because now you have a catalyst because they have earnings this upcoming week. Now let's go over here to, I got a whole list. So I'm just going to go try to run through some of them real quick. As a matter of fact, let me hit Meta first really quickly. Y'all gotta excuse my Meta chart, man, because yeah, it's Meta. But look, so Meta, it's a lot going on this chart, but get that out of there. We still in this channel. Like I said, we've been holding this channel for a while, and price got a little crazy in here. Now look, so Meta is designing its own chip and got his own chip coming out. I'm sure we're going to hear more about it for earnings and stuff like that. So that's a bullish case for the stock. And again, I just saw all of that flow that I did not even notice all of that flow Friday, but Meta had the top call options flow for the week and for Friday. So somebody knows something and expecting something now, or they just know that Meta just stopped that. Meta stopped here at an area and is probably likely to bounce up in here anyhow. So, but we'll see what happens. Again, I'm waiting. I didn't call out any swing on Meta. or anything like that. I tried to stick to what we were doing and stay in that. But let me zoom out on Meta. It get a little noisy sometimes, and you got to zoom out and see what's going on. And yeah, so the structure is still intact on this stock. And but let's see if it's gonna come if price would drop any lower than where it is now. But with all of that flow going in there, I'm gonna have to unpack that a little further and see what's going on because it looked like personally, it looked like Meta wanted to come down a little lower for me on Friday. It looked like Meta wanted to drop a little lower, and we haven't completed this round trip right here. So it looked like Meta could come back down to 508 first. We did come down and bounce a little bit, but it looked like Meta could come down to 508. Let's see what actually happens with that. That's what I'm thinking. We get a move down to 508 on Meta. But it's also market driven. If the market is bullish, then we'll see. Maybe we'll get something else. But I don't think that or we get a move down to 508, bounce off to 508. But as long as we hold 508, the structure is still intact. But if you look at it from a different standpoint, we came to the top of this range and it still has room to come all the way back down here. So, but we'll play it one candle at a time. And we can make a lot of money in that situation as long as we wait for the move and we don't jump on something ahead of what's going on with it right now. But right now, if you just zoom out and just look at one, if I just wanted to just focus on this one thing, because sometimes the analysis paralysis can kick in. If you just look at what's going on right now and take everything else out the situation, which is what I'm doing right now. Hold on, show y'all something. Take that out of there. I'm always looking for him, man. You know, like there's a flag right here. There's a bull flag right here. Nice little bull flag, and Meta still is holding it intact. We got the flagpole right here, and we got the flag right here. So we'll see exactly what happens because Meta, you know, a nice Meta bull flag ain't never hurt nobody. I mean, the flow is bullish. Yeah, we got a reversal, a lot of stuff. People sold off. I mean, it is what it is. The market came down. But yeah, we do have a flag up in here somewhere. But, you know, market structure over anything else. And we'll just see if price, because this is how you know you start getting these clues and then you see if the stories start to play out into those clues. So let's see if Meta respect this uptrend area right here. If it does, so far so good, bounced off of here. If the next candle comes down but holds this uptrend and respects it but stays in this channel or breaks out, then we know we got action. So we just got to pay attention to what's going on and just play the market, play whatever it gives us. That's how I am. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to watch it and see what happens. And my next one, because I'm gonna follow this order really quickly because I don't want to keep y'all for too long. All right, I'm gonna go to Apple. We'll jump right to Apple, man, because Apple looked like it wants. Apple reclaimed this 50 EMA. Now keep this in mind. Look, every chart tells a story. Every chart tells a story. Look, since Apple lost this 50 EMA back on February 12th. So damn, Apple lost it. It broke up with this 50 EMA right before Valentine's Day. That's just crazy. That's what we do, right? Break up right before Valentine's Day. So you ain't got to buy nobody nothing. That's exactly what Apple did. And they ain't been back up there since. It lost that 50 EMA and it's been down there ever since. We reclaimed it the other day for the first time and, you know, in over 2 months. Now it's crazy. Look, that's the 12th. We lost it on the 12th and we reclaimed it on the 12th. So 2 months later, we reclaimed the 50 EMA on increasing volume with Apple because Apple got that AI stuff they talking about AI now, right? So, and we were looking for Apple to talk about AI for a while. Tim Cook wouldn't do it. So look, we also got a breakout here also. So, and if I go a little further, zoom out so we can get a clearer picture on this weekly chart. Here we go. So we got a breakout with some strength, man. That's a mother candle right there, breaking out of here. And yeah, so we got action on Apple. Apple looked like it wants a continuation higher. So let's see how price moves here. We got a reversal and we got some momentum. And so Apple is definitely on watch for this upcoming week. We made some money off of it last week, but it's in play. Apple is back in play now. Out of the Magnificent Seven, Tesla and Apple have been the only two that were not participating. They are back. Well, Apple is back. So we can clear 178.36, then we should be able to make a move up there into the 179 and 180 area. So that's my next level, my main level that I have right here, because we do got a gap fill area up there, but I'm just gonna call this that 170, whatever that 170 963 area ish. We're gonna call it that. That'd be out the next. But this is what I personally feel. If we break this, hear me out now, hear me out, y'all. If we clear, because you know, Apple don't have to move a lot for you to make money on them contracts. They cheap and you can make money. If you want a real move on Apple, wait until it clears 180. The real move is when Apple clears 180, but I think Apple just going to surge and keep going if we can take out that 178.36. That's me personally. I think we get a nice move higher if we can get that out of there. So let's, so over that, still look at the 179.63. You want to, and trade it accordingly. But we got a few levels on Apple that we can reclaim. So yeah, this one is a big one on watch now. We love to have Apple involvement back in the market. So yeah, let's keep Apple on watch. We will be trading this one. Now, there can be a move to the downside. Don't think everything that goes up won't come down. If we lose 174.21, then we're gonna probably retest the 170, price level. I don't think it should go any lower than that though, because that's the breakout area and that's the non-EMA. We should hold that area right there. So yeah. Disney, man, this Disney chart is interesting, man. So Netflix got earnings this week, so Disney is kind of Disney is just one of them stocks, man. It's right here at a key level. Price stopped right here at a key level, and we need to watch Disney. Disney should bounce right here. I don't think it should drop any lower than this, and I like the fact that it stopped right here. If it does drop lower than this, so if Disney loses this 113.73, we should be able to retest 111.73. But I'm looking for us to, if we clear 116.70, we should be able to make a move back over to 117.21, and then over that we should be able to get back over to 120 and so on. But yeah, I'm looking for Disney to bounce off this level right here. We need Disney to bounce here. This would be a nice area for it to bounce off of. Let's look at the weekly, zoom out a little bit. Oh yeah, even clearer to see here on the weekly. You see we had that bull flag, we had that breakout, and it did a round trip. It almost looked like the Goldman Sachs away. Came back and retested this key level area, and it finished just right there. So let's look for it to hold, man. That's what I expect to happen for Disney. Let's keep that one on watch. I just mentioned Netflix, so I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into the chart. Again, like Netflix, man, it's been so look. All right, let's talk about Netflix for a second. All right, let's talk about Netflix for a second, man. Netflix, they got earnings on Thursday. So they moved the earnings from Tuesday to Thursday and they shifted Tesla to a week out. They did that for a reason. I don't know what the reason is yet, but we're gonna figure it out, right? But Netflix has been running up since last earnings. So look, the last few earnings, but look at this. So this was last earnings right here. And this was the week of Netflix earnings. Ran up, gave us a nice retest. It's been running up ever since. And now we got one of these potato wedges right here. Heading into the print, right? But look, I mean, Netflix definitely still wants 700, man. I told y'all if we was to clear certain levels, what my next levels were. I had that 665, 64, 660, 676, excuse me. And then the all-time high up there is 700. But that doesn't mean that it's just going to happen like that. And like I said, Netflix is one of them stocks where you can get a nice move for earnings and it holds its earnings move. But the way earnings works is this. Like I told y'all, they pricing in a $60 move for the stock. I don't got it happening for earnings. Now, maybe the day after earnings, but this is what happens. Let's say you say, you know what, I'm gonna play Netflix. I don't care what this ninja say. I'm gonna just go ahead and play Netflix because this is what I'm gonna do. And you go ahead and spin a band and play both sides of Netflix. No, it's gonna be more than that probably, but to get the right strikes. And you put that money in there, and that stock does not even move $50 for earnings, right? And the next morning when the market opens up, you're gonna get clapped on both sides of that trade. Your contract's probably you pay $1,000 for both sides of that trade, and they're gonna be worth like $100 a piece. And then we gonna get in and we're gonna pay $100 for them sucker contracts, and then we gonna make a whole lot of money off of them. That's what's gonna happen. That's what typically happens, right? But we played Netflix earnings last quarter because it had the perfect setup, the IV, the Vega exposure, everything was perfect. And I felt like they were gonna blast through those subscriber numbers, and they weren't expecting that much. This time, it's a little different situation, and everybody's expecting for Netflix to do something astronomical. So the move is priced in. So because of what happened last quarter and their earnings call, the stock after this was the last print right here, and this is what it did. So look, this was the last week of the last earnings. Came back, got a retest of 550, right? And then it ran all the way up to $640 pretty much. So it ran like another $90 after earnings. Another $90. Now, look, hear me out right here. This was the week of earnings right here. It was at $487 to start that week, and it finished that week. It ran all the way up to 579 that week. So, you know, we already had a huge move in the stock the week of earnings, right? So like we got like $100 move. So basically it ran like almost close to $200 since its last earnings. The stock has. So now, unless Netflix can produce something like a dividend or something like Meta did, or they're going to tell us, and that we already know about. No, hold up. Another thing that helped this, made this stock run after earnings, was they announced that WWE partnership, that the rights to that. We already know they got the rights of they broadcasting live tennis matches on the network. Are they going to get an NFL partnership or NBA or something? That's what I need to hear on this call for the stock to give us the move that they think that they're going to get from this stock, because the subscriber number is not enough. I do believe that they can still make money off the subscriber numbers, and that we're going that the stock can really can produce what it needs to produce. But do I think that earnings print is going to produce enough and guide up for it to be able to justify this move right here that it already made? Not with a $60 expected move off that. I mean, maybe, but not enough for me to to grab earnings and get clapped on both sides because they are pricing in a $60 move on the stock for the earnings. Nah, that's not going. That ain't what I got happening. But I believe the fact that they gave us until Thursday is a blessing for us, because time is leverage. And so now we got time to sit around and play to see what they're going to do with this stock and how the IV is going to respond heading into this print. So my team, I ain't got my team in Netflix earnings, and me and my team may not play Netflix earnings. So if you're not a part of our team, and don't take this as an endorsement or a lack thereof for Netflix or its earnings. I'm just saying right now they're pricing in a $60 move. That's not going to happen. When I say not going to happen, I mean, I don't think it's going to move $60 when they report on Thursday after the close and hold that move. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to clap everybody who played this trade. And then then smart money gonna come in tomorrow after y'all get clapped on those plays, and then make some money. So yeah, that's Netflix, and that's how I feel about Netflix right now. Now look, there's a flip to it though. There's a flip to this though. There is a scenario where the stock could move $60. If Netflix guides down and they miss their subscriber numbers badly, and it's a really bad miss, this stock gonna drop like $100. Possibly. I doubt that happen though. Doubt that happens. That's what I'm saying. I doubt that happens. And yeah, I doubt that happens. So yeah, and right now people still think Netflix is on sale. So then that's where you get that other caveat where if they did do that, people gonna buy the dip on it. So it'll still probably trade in the middle if that happens. But yeah, because you can't Or they can hit us with this. They guide down and they smash EPS and revenue in the subscriber numbers. So yeah, I just feel like it's dangerous to have a stock that they're pricing in that type of move on. Now, it would be worth it if they weren't pricing in that type of move. So yeah, but we're gonna play it after earnings as of right now. But we'll be talking later on in this week, and we're gonna make the right move at the right time. So yeah, that's where we are with Netflix. So yeah, anybody got any questions about that? J Rock, you got a question? You got your hand
Not
up.
at all.
All right,
No,
nobody
I
got.
don't, bro. I put my hand up a while ago.
Oh, all right, cool. All right, cool. Now there's that. There's that, man. So hold up. Oh, hold up. Hold up. All right, one second. One last thing. All right, I'm gonna hit this one real quick. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna move on to earnings real quick, man, because we kind of went over a lot, and I ain't gonna hold y'all for too much longer, man. I was just hitting all these charts, but I am gonna hit yeah, I'll hit a few of these other ones, but let me just go ahead and move over to earnings real quick. And the economic data, we didn't get to none of that, but we got some of that coming up. We got some Fed speakers and stuff that's coming up, and I want to make sure I get through everything. So yeah, look on Tuesday, they sending Powell out there at 1:15 p.m. They sending Powell out there Tuesday at 1:15 p.m. I don't know what they sending the guy out there for yet. I haven't looked into it, but they're sending Jay Powell out there Tuesday at 1:15, man. So you already know they up to something. They up to something on Tuesday at 1:15. And they got Mester. They sending her out there after the close on Wednesday. So they up to something, man. One second. That's something for you. I'm trying to see exactly what they sending Powell out there for this month. Monetary policy. I'm just making sure if it's a monetary policy thing, because if it's monetary policy related, then we know that we need to worry about it. If it's not, then it's something that we don't need to worry about. And so I'm checking right now, since they sending that guy out there, man. We care about. Hold up. Speeches, testimony, and I'm just checking something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check again later because they don't have any information about this particular encounter. So I don't know. If it's not on the Fed calendar, then it's probably not about monetary policy. So that means we don't have to worry about it. And he's not going to talk about monetary policy at all if it's not listed on the Fed calendar. But just give me some time because we need to see what's going on and figure that out. Now, all right. So on Monday though, but look, so we do got some Fed speakers. So look, all right, I'm just gonna run through this real quick. Most of these, like they got Bowman speaking at 6:30 on Wednesday. So that must be a conference or something because like they got Mester, she's out there. Like I said, I care when she speaks because she when she come to town, the market everything shuts down. So we gotta worry about Mester when she talks. Now, Bostic is speaking at 11 a.m. on Thursday. Now, lately, Bostic, he been out of compliance lately. He's been talking a whole lot of smack, and the market's been moving off of what he talk about. So we got to watch him. We got to watch Daly. She says a lot of slick things, and the market reacts to what she says. And this is Monday at 8 a.m. I mean, no, 8 p.m. All right, so cool. Williams, Monday at 8:30 a.m. Williams don't really rock the boat too much. And then we got our Vice Chair Jefferson speaking at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. So we're gonna figure out what's going on and go from there. We got retail sales data at 8 8:30 a.m. tomorrow or 8:15 a.m. tomorrow morning. Retail sales data is pre-market tomorrow morning. Now, consumer sentiment came in worse than expected. For the Michigan consumer sentiment came in bad on Friday at 10 a.m. But look, Monday we got retail sales data pre-market, so we got a lot going on. I really, 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 really hope that now look, let me ask y'all this question: the people that's in Goldman Sachs with me. What are y'all looking for? Y'all rather Goldman Sachs fall off a cliff or hold that key level and run like a bat out of hell? Which direction y'all looking for based on the totality of the data that you know about right now with everything?
Upside.
I'm right there with that upside too.
All right, cool. I'm just saying, like with the war and all of this other stuff going on, I'm like, if they were to miss, it would be going in the direction of everything that we expect everything to go, you know. So like now we gotta fight through if the market is down tomorrow and if retail sales data comes in bad in the pre-market, then you know, but I don't know. I feel like now with all this economic data coming in hotter than expected and stuff like that, retail sales data coming in bad wouldn't be a bad thing, but I doubt that because the consumer has been spending. Consumer has been spending, but consumer sentiment is down. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Either way, I feel like if Goldman does what they need to do, then it should be able to buck the trend regardless. So we'll see. I hope we do get upside because we got a key level. That would be nice. So we'll see tomorrow morning at let me see, what time is the print tomorrow morning? Let me see. I'm trying to make some money this week, man. Yeah, I need to make some money this week. That's interesting. Oh yeah, so we'll get their earnings by 7:30 tomorrow morning, and we'll go from there. Bank of America got earnings on Tuesday. So I'm not playing Bank of America's earnings. I'm just saying that they got earnings on Tuesday, and that's probably going to move off of Goldman Sachs too. Bank of America and PNC. They the smaller earnings prints, but that they are really good plays to trade after earnings. I like both of those stocks for after earnings. But yeah, they do got some earnings coming up. So here is our earnings for this upcoming week. TSM is another one to watch out for. Las Vegas Sands, United Airlines. You got United Health Group on here. You got Johnson & Johnson, Morgan Stanley. So all of these companies got earnings coming up this week. P&G and American Express is another one that has earnings. So these are a lot of catalysts for these stocks to move, you know. To keep on watch, stocks to keep on watch. JB Hunt also got earnings coming up this upcoming week. Now, you know, Discover just got purchased by Capital One. And so I don't know how that's going to affect their earnings. I don't know what's going on with it. There's a, you know, so we're going to see how that all ties together and what they say about that. Not a stock that I trade like that, but just something to keep an eye on. US Bank Corp also has earnings. So these are just catalysts. So you see a lot of these stocks running or moving, and these will be catalysts to see what's going on. Now, Delta Airlines had earnings last week. They beat and ran. I'm not sure how United's gonna fare, but it's a great day after earnings stock to trade. So this is what's going on. This is you know, just giving y'all, because like we like to trade stocks. The volume is the blood of the stock market, and we like to trade stocks with high blood pressure. So a lot of times that when we get that volume, it's because there's a catalyst, and catalysts come from things. So we let you know, like, this is what's going on. So certain stocks may be running because they may have a good earnings, or they may have a good result after earnings or something like that. So just be on point about what's going on. And the Fed speakers are important because it let us know what's going on or anything. Like I said, if you were going to the beach, you would want to know. If you're going on vacation, you would want to know if it's going to rain the day that you know, the day that you're going to the beach. So you want to know what's going to cause the market to run and what could cause the market to pull back. And there's certain stocks they could report and cause a domino effect. So we know nobody was expecting the banks to pull the whole market down on Friday, but I was. So You know what I'm saying? I was warning a few team members about it last week that it could possibly happen. We've seen it happen before, so we need to know what's going on. Or the airline sector may start running next week or fall off a cliff because United Airline may come in there and say something like, you know what, we see some slower growth, and they may give us some intel into the industry that Delta didn't talk about. You know what I'm saying? So we got to really pay attention to when they talking, or when American Express comes out. This is going to be very important what they talk about. You know what I mean? Or what Discover may say about the partnership with Capital One. So all of this stuff can have an effect on the market. So we need to know what's going on, and yeah. So I mean, but yeah, we just gotta keep an eye on everything, and I'm gonna get y'all some more information on what Powell is talking about. But in the meantime, just everybody drop and give me 50, man. And shots have been fired. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's all I have, man. I will
So
see
much.
y'all in the chat. And I'll see the rest of y'all in the morning. If y'all got any questions about anything, post it in the chat. And yeah, I'm gonna make sure I post this video.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Thank
you
you,
much,
bro.
bro.
I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Anton. Nice
Appreciate your
dropping. Give
time,
me
man.
Appreciate you
50,
for your
bro.
time and your guidance, Brody.
No problem.
Appreciate
Thank
you,
y'all
man.
for hopping on, staying the whole time.
Thanks for
No
having
Peace.
problem. I'll
All
see y'all
right.
in the chat.
Appreciate you, man.
Have
Everybody
a
enjoy
good
their
one.
day.